Yeah, look at that bear. Welcome back. This is the final chapter. I'm chill now. We're gonna beat this game today. At least in my world. We will beat this over the course of a few days for you. This looks cool. Unfortunately, they can't really compete with King Bear. Hooray! We've been saved from the Monokumas by another Monokuma. This can only get worse. This can only go badly. I always found their teeth weird.
That? Who's the boss now?
Oh man, look at him. He's like, But I was gonna be like, man, Monokuma's teeth are weird, where they look like rectangles when he's smiling, but then they're spiky.
As long as I control this Big Bang Monokuma, those little Monokumas are like nothing! Good work, you two! You guys are the saviors of this town!
Yeah.
She's like, yay! I guess.
Greetings. I can't say my goodbyes.
Oh, good. Yeah, get out. I'm too tired to deal with you.
But this is where the fun starts.
For real though, the real deal starts now. It's like you finally get the girl of your dreams, so now you can start wearing her underwear whenever you want.
What?
That example was pretty clever. Let's put that shit on a calendar.
Even Nagito thinks you're lame.
By the way, before I leave, there's something I should tell you.
Yo, what's
Oh,
up?
what, is this it? You're finally gonna come out of the closet.
What? Eh. To each their own.
I've received word from the Monokuma kids on watch. An intruder has entered Towa City, and they came alone.
Alone? I see. Was this someone from Future Foundation?
I don't know, but I recommend caution.
Hey,
Alright.
look at that! Wow, the impact! Looks just like an action movie, meow.
Why do you meow?
If this keeps up, all the children might end up getting killed.
You're in quite a good mood, despite the fact that your plan is about to be ruined.
Ruined? You talking about ruined? Monica's plan is totally going smoothly. Totally!
Smoothly. You call this smoothly.
Sorry. I know you helped me out and everything, but this plan is a secret even to you.
By any chance, is this plan related to the successor of Junko and Oshima?
No! Zip zip your mouth!
Yeah, it is.
Well, it does not matter what you're planning. In the end, hope shall win the day.
So to prove your little point about hope or whatevs, you brought on the despair, huh? Well, that's just fucking stupid. It's like going to the desert to drink some tasty water.
You know what? You're right.
It's totally contradictory, right?
It's like, yeah, well, isn't Nagito a
You
shithead?
misunderstand. In order to get rid of all the despair, you first must let it flourish. Wait until the despair has grown to its largest size, and then burn it. All the way to the roots. And after that, only hope will remain. That is the world I seek. There is nothing contradictory in that. Well, not that it even matters.
So you're gonna burn the crops and salt the earth, huh?
You really are amusing, Mr. Servant. Despite the fact that you know you've fallen into despair, you still fight for hope. Could it be from Big Sis Junko's influence? Or were you always like this?
Who cares, Monica? Just let this chump exit stage left already.
You know what? He's right. You almost made me care enough that I'm like, you know what? No, he could just
There's
leave.
something way more fun and refreshing waiting for you.
Yep, that's right. I'm really looking forward to it. Just how will the world look through the eyes of the successor?
Monica, you're so into it. Your heart resonates. Hot enough to burn.
Thank you, Kurokuma, for giving Monica such a splendid plan.
Oh. Oh, you made the plan.
Yeah, stop it. Your little hills up against my body.
Your little hills.
Are you pushing those little buds on me? You doing this on purpose, Monica? Monica!
Thank you for the hard work, Mr. Servant. I'm sure we will not see each other ever again.
Why? Why? I think that line was just to the viewer like, you're never gonna fucking see Nagito again. That's it. He's done. Hopefully. Hopefully he's not in any future anime or video
Mr.
game.
Haiji, we're all here, sir. Good. Thank you.
Don't look so blue. This is a great moment.
Everyone, hear me out.
My lip syncing looks bad.
First off, I gotta apologize to you guys.
The frame rate's a little bad
The
here.
reason I was always down in that base wasn't because I was waiting for an opportunity. That was just an excuse. Really? I was just scared shitless by those kids. Makes me a pretty bad leader. But then, someone snapped me out of it. Those two girls over there, neither kids nor adults.
Teenagers, I've heard them called.
Thanks to them, I've finally woken up. No matter how scared you are, if you want a hopeful future, sometimes you gotta fight for one. So never again. Never are we gonna hide and cower and lose what we care about. Now it's time to stand up. With our hands, we are gonna take back this city.
Look at my hand movements. Whang, 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 whang.
We have the power now. With Big Bang Monokuma, we can do this. So listen up. Teach those deranged kids who really runs this town. Towa City. Our home. Our town.
Rah!
This is... Things are turning for the worse. Isn't it better if the adults are a little more calm? Probably, but we can't just tell this group to keep level heads. They turn on us.
Hey, they've earned it. Why do you...
Got a sec? Shiroro wants to talk to you guys. Right away.
Sure, Kuma. Good timing. There's something we have to talk about, too.
So you guys are worried too, right? It'd be bad if the adults attacked the kids, riled up like this.
No, it wouldn't, because the kids would get what they deserve.
You think so too? Haiji seems like he's holding a grudge. Not just against the Monokumas, but the children too. If they end up fighting like this, both the kids and adults will end up killing each other.
Well, the kids deserve to die.
Killing?
Why did it end up like this? I mean, didn't you want the adults to fight back, too?
Well, just like you, I didn't know that Haiji had that kind of weapon. The reason I tried to motivate them was to give them the power to protect themselves. A Big Bang Monokuma isn't about protection. It has the power to destroy.
Yeah.
If the adults and kids fight one another with the power to destroy, the damage would be terrible.
Hey, is there anything we could do to maybe calm them down a little?
The way they are now, I doubt it.
We don't have to be afraid anymore! We might lose our lives. We might take lives. But either way, we will not be afraid anymore! Today, we make the memorial of our victory! We make the memorial of the kids' defeat!
It's hard to believe these are the same adults that were so scared earlier. They want blood.
The moment they saw that stupid huge Monokuma, their eyes lit up. Yeah, maybe it is their last hope. But maybe it's far too big of a hope. There's no way they'd listen to us if we told them to go easy because they're just kids.
Shirakuma, do you have any ideas? There is one.
Well then, hurry up and say it!
The Monokumas running amok in town aren't moving on their own like me. There must be a device somewhere giving them orders.
Somewhere?
I would guess that the controller is at Toa Hills, the kids' HQ.
If we get to Toa Hills before the battle gets out of hand and destroy that device...
Yep, the Monokumas will stop functioning all at once, and the kids will no longer have an army. If you guys do that, I'm sure you can prevent the fight between adults and children.
Yeah, it's not like they're a group of fanatics who would attack defenseless children. I hope.
But who's going to do it? It sounds really dangerous.
Well.
About that.
Oh, you better not tell us to do it. Sneaking into heavily guarded enemy territory to look for a device that's who knows where? That's just begging to get killed.
Yeah, none of the other things we did were either.
If starts attacking, the Monokumas will be busy dealing with that. If you use that as a distraction, it won't be impossible to break into Toa Hills.
Whether it's possible or not isn't the problem. Why do we have to be the ones to risk our lives?
But in order to save Byakuya, we have to go to Toa Hills anyway, right?
Yeah, but a device used to control Monokumas is obviously going to be well guarded. No matter what the plan is, it's just not possible.
I know I'm asking you for a lot, but you two are the only ones I can rely on anymore. I beg you, you guys are the only ones who can save this town.
Save this town? What do you mean? That's not what we're in this for. We're not heroes or anything, you know? Why put us in that situation?
Wait, Toko. I'll try.
Hey! What are you saying?
I know it's dangerous, but even then, I can't just leave it like this.
Yeah.
I know I'd regret it later on.
I really don't get Toko's thing where she'll preach that people are using excuses to be weak and you gotta face things and you have to get shit done. But when we have to get shit done, she doesn't want to do it. I wish there was a character that could just call her on that.
Maybe you want to be like your brother? You admire him?
It's not like that.
So it's definitely like that. I knew it. You have a brother complex.
No, seriously, it's not. Kamaru, you've grown. I'm so glad to see you like this.
True.
That's what's been bothering me. Huh? Watching this new you, for some reason, it concerns me. I don't know.
Because the whole plan is to turn her into the next Junko.
Don't worry, I'll be just fine. After all, I have a reliable friend named Toko.
I swear to God, if that's this game's
well,
play, then
that's true,
fuck
but-
this series forever.
So, it's the final hour. What do you
Actually,
guys wanna
correction. Fuck this series forever if it works.
Fine. You want me to go, right? Happy? Jeez, like I even have a choice. However, the objective is rescuing Master. Everything else is secondary.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, you two. Thank you so much.
You did good.
Looks like it's about to begin.
What's beginning? There's been an awakening. Can you feel it? Yeah! Yeah! Fuck these bears! Oh no, feel bad for the children though. Yeah, look at he looks like such a fucking cocksucker. Look at him.
Master, if our plan succeeds, catch me in your open arms, Master!
Alright, so this final like chapter's endgame in terms of why the reason we have to go and our character's reaction to this is probably the most obnoxious, stupid thing in the world. Now, allow me to explain myself. I think that it's like, okay, these adults have been beaten around, pushed to near death, and almost, you know, and many have been murdered while the children just laugh and they smile and pelvic thrust and they're like, yay, we want to kill more people. But the second the adults have the power to fight back and, you know, take it to these kids, it's like, oh no, we can't kill the kids. We can't hurt these children. It's so fucking stupid. It's like, oh no, suddenly the adults, you know, we gotta stop them from doing anything. So it's like, good. All the children can get off scot-free. So great. Super big-sized demon in charge of a secret assassin skill. Supposed to be the strongest human alive in the demon world. Huh. Don't hunt it alone. Supposed to actually be really sick. Alright. I don't know, is that Sakura's father or something? Kind of looked like Nagito a little bit, only older. Then again, Nagito doesn't have family because he's garbage. Garbage can't procreate. They're kind of just born out of your own trash can. But I found the whole thing is like, yo, there can't be more, we can't have bloodshed. It's like, what did you want, you know? It's like you want them to stand on their own and do it, but I don't know, the idea of like, hey, a bunch of children did this really horrible thing that's pretty much genocide, and all the characters that are supposed to be assumed as reasonable thinking characters want them to just, nah, give them a free pass. Okay, I'm calming down a little bit. But I'm still gonna keep going. It's stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Like, I'm not an advocate for murdering all children in the world.
It looks like a real war.
But I feel like, god damn it, you should probably beat him up a little bit. I just feel the whole point of like, no, they can't hurt any children.
Piloting that thing? Looks like he's getting out a lot of pent-up anger.
Are the children going to be okay?
Now's not the time to think about the enemy.
But yeah, I just don't agree with it. Like you tell these guys to stand up and do this stuff, but once they're able to do things, it's like, oh no, they're going too far with it. The people that have had murder attempted on them, they can't go back and try it themselves. It's the right thing to do. Well, when you're looking at it, it's like, no, you gotta be the bigger man about it. It's like, no. It's not fair that the villains in this game are children, thus they must get free passes on everything. The worst part about this whole situation, by the way, wow, that was a good shot. The worst part about this whole thing is that is that the children that are in the helmets, they haven't been raped. They haven't been forced to have such high expectations and drugged to make sure they can continue to perform studies. They haven't been beaten by drunkards, and they haven't been treated like a monster. They're asshole children, like every character in there. But somehow it's like, nah, you gotta show sympathy for these characters. It's fucking stupid. Like, fuck that.
But you're right. Huh? No.
But yeah, it's like, oh man, they're frozen in fear. It's like, good. They deserve it. Like, the game keeps trying to push this thing of, no, you should feel sympathy for these characters. And it's like, they haven't done anything, and nothing is happening to them that isn't deserved.
That's kind of weird.
Like, I can feel some sympathy for a character if I've seen them do good things, then see things bad happen to them. Even though they've done bad things, I can have some sympathy.
Got in pretty easy, huh? Maybe it's because Big Bang Monokuma is making such a mess.
I mean, Breaking Bad, not to reference a real-life television show, like, that has bad people in it that do bad things, but also bad things happen to them, but you don't see them as just bad people in that show. And there's a way for you to feel sympathy for them. You can't really feel it here. The closest you can get it is with the main villains.
What are you looking around for?
It's not great.
There's no mistaking it. Master is here. The red string tied to my pinky. Oh, I can feel it tugging.
But in a building this big, it's gonna be hard to find him.
Well, obviously, all we have to do is catch the head brat and make them spill. And while we're at it, we can make them stop controlling the Monokumas. 2 birds, 1 stone. Knowing those brats, I bet they're somewhere up high where they can watch it all go down.
Yeah, that seems likely.
But from here on, we can't let our guard down. The Monokuma controller has to be well protected. Let's buckle up and get moving.
Yeah, let's end this. Personally, I'm hoping for an easy ending.
It's a Danganronpa game, it won't be.
That sounds good. And while the credits roll, you'll be all jealous watching Master and me passionately embrace.
Yeah, alright,
I
cool.
don't think I'll be jealous of that.
For some reason, I feel like I've seen this before.
There's no chance it would suddenly ambush us, right?
What? What would ambush us? Wow, that's, those are robots up there. I keep thinking I have to go up here and, like, confirm something. No, it's like, no, you shoot. Do you fucking hide whenever I shoot? Oh, it's whenever I aim. Alright. But yeah, that's enough about the whole children thing. I just feel like they're trying to send this lesson of, like, no, we have to stop the children without giving any harm to them. We just need to stop and take their power away from them, and that's it. And I feel that's stupid. It would work if they were doing something like, oh no, they've taken over the school and they've tied up the teachers. It's like, oh no, they've taken over the school and they've chopped off the teachers' tongues and grinded their eyeballs into the asphalt. There's a bit of a difference there. Hello, friends.
open the door. The robot's in the way. We gotta move it first.
Sure. Alright, fine. Not this first. It's just gonna be Super Metroid. You gotta, like, beat stuff, and then once you make progress, I guess they move. Because I already have all my gun power-ups.
It's that arcade machine again. Let's get a move on. Use that guy to step on the switch, which opens the door, and then the bomb? Ugh, God, I'm confused.
Hold on. They want knockback. Knockback, move, and link. So I'm moving someone, but it's destroy them all at once. Who would I move? Huh. Wow, this one seems very hard. Alright, I'm just gonna beat it. I have no idea how. Like, I have a hint. Even the ones that I'm dead wrong on, I at least have a wrong explanation as what I'm... a wrong thought of what to do. Here, I honestly don't know. Hello. Oh, you still here? Okay. Really, they're just optional, but I had nothing on that one. I usually try to give them a good try so long as they're not shitty stealth ones, but ooh, I couldn't even think of what to do there. Okay.
This looks like the room with that mask kid. Tools everywhere. It smells like paint thinner.
Oh,
Oh, did I miss a joke? Damn it. I bet she
Hey,
huffs
if we
it.
use the remote control, we can move the robot, right?
seems dangerous to just start playing.
That's right.
Why don't you touch it?
Alright, so we just gotta find one for the other one.
Yay!
Given we fought 4 bosses, there's probably gonna be another boss. There's probably gonna be another door with the other 2 bosses in it. I guess we can do, like, Final Thought stuff for now, I guess? I tend to do Final Thoughts if you're new to the channel. I tend to do it on games whenever we're near the end of it. Like, I did a little bit for Danganronpa 2, and I didn't do it for Danganronpa 1, because, I don't know, people could probably guess my thoughts on those 2 games. You can probably guess it on this, but this one has more action-oriented stuff going on, so, you know, I don't know. Let's see. There should be another place to go, since that's, yeah, let's go this way. But, this game's alright. Yeah, that's the best you just got from me. This game's alright. Yeah, nothing. I was just checking on something. Because I feel like 4 health is not too much in this game. Feels like you probably could have upgraded it. It was probably in some other shop menu that I never really looked at. But, to describe this game, this game does all the Danganronpa plot stuff pretty well. Because it's the people that made the games, obviously.
Be careful that you don't shock yourself.
But unfortunately, the biggest problem with this, game is that it's a Danganronpa game that is not a visual novel, and thus it is not that good at all. Because of it. It gets hurt because of what it is. And it's a very, 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 very bad action game. Like, not very, 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 very bad, but it is not... Alright, so... I'm trying to find the best way to describe my feelings on the game. It is playable, but... it's only because I want to play it for the story. I think that's the thing. Because I'm like, if this was any other game series, I wouldn't do this. I think that's the whole thing behind it. No, there's a thing. No, fuck you, stupid fucking game. Alright, so... we're gonna retry, because I actually want to get this.
It's that
what's the best way to describe it?
again.
I think my whole thing with the game is that a lot of people came into it and said, oh man, this is kind of like... this is a terrible game. I don't think it's terrible. I think that it is too long. I think the problem with the game is that ultimately, alright, there's no way around it. The game, it should not have been an action game. The decision to make it an action game was a complete mistake. I guess it was them internally thinking, hey, what if we do this with the plot? Maybe that'll change things around, and then we'll ultimately, you know, it gives us more range. See if we can tell a story without doing a visual novel element, without it being a school killing game, and maybe the game will be better for it. Unfortunately, that is not run true, and in fact, the game is not that good at all. Like, the whole thing was like, I remember in like interviews and other stuff, they were saying, watch Danganronpa 3 be something like completely different. And I was interested in what they would do, and I think a lot of us thought, hey, maybe they'll go with something different than the typical BN group that they've been doing with the first 2 games. And it feels like this was kind of a test for it, but ultimately I'm extremely glad that that's not what they decided to do. Because in the end, this game's just not good. The gameplay is extremely rough in many ways. Did I win? What? Why didn't I win? I followed the rules. I killed them all with electricity. I killed them all... yeah, destroyed them all with electricity. The only thing I used was move and paralyze. I guess the game's gonna count that me being caught as not winning. I follow the rules. That's stupid. But let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning with this. I went into the game with decent expectations, because at the time, riding high off the first 2 games, went into it. I immediately had a bit of a negative reaction.
Grade schooler live here? You know, the one who stole your...
I said nothing happened!
Well, if you don't want to count that game over. But I was riding high, and when the game first started,
Open the door.
I was clearly disappointed. Because people had seen from early stuff that I'm not really that much of a fan of the, of shitty children. And when the plot went from, you know, these interesting teenagers that were in Danganronpa 1 and 2 to children with a plot that I've seen a decent amount before of, oh, the children have control and they hate adults. And I was like, oh god, really? That's what the plot you're going for? You couldn't have made a plot of like, let's show what's going on in this town, but also include all the Danganronpa 2 characters, the remnants of despair, because that could have worked, and they didn't do that. I would have loved for them to do that instead, and they instead went with these children, so immediately I wasn't super into the characters, because they were annoying, you know, because they're children. And then I was playing through and I'm like, I like the cameo for Byakuya, Toko seems okay, and Kamaru seems fine and exactly what you'd expect. And Nagito was in there too, and I'm like, I guess if you're gonna go with a cameo, you have to go with the character that everyone but me likes. Because I know I'm a very vocal minority of hating him. But, you know, it was looking alright, and then you
Now we can keep going.
have the, cool
After all this,
characters,
there's still-
like, you have, like, cool new characters, like you see, what looks to be Hagakure's mom, and who has a lip deformity, and you have Hina's brother, and you have these new characters, and I'm like, yeah, I'm into this, I'm down with it. And, then we reached some of the problems with the game. One, the first 3 chapters of the game are filler. Like, they just feel like filler. Like, you run through the area, first chapter, you don't really know what you're doing. You were like, okay, we gotta find some way to get out. We found a key, maybe this leads to the subway, maybe we can get something going with that. Alright, we do that, then it leads to an arena in which we fight the leader, the red-haired guy who basically had very little going on with him. Did I already go here? Oh yeah, I did with the ladder. Please forgive me. Please forgive. I'm doing final thoughts. You're gonna see me make less progress because of it. And you have that chapter, and then it starts revealing the thing of, oh, every kid's gonna have a trauma, and you know, you guys know my feelings on it. Like, I still think the characters are fine. I don't hate them as much as I did before. But they just, like, they're not great, but they'll do. They'll do for a filler game type of this description. But then you get to chapter 2, and it's more of the same. It's like, here's a reference to the old games with the link with Chihiro's dad. You have that, and you eventually end up in another arena. And it's like, okay, they're following an extremely dumb, boring formula. And then you get to the third one, and the third one does something different, and it was exciting. Like, it was exciting and horrifying when, I think it's Chitoko or Hatoko, whatever her name is, when she shows up and is like, yo, I've been raped, and she throws you into this train area in that very creepy magic hand segment. It's like, you get to that, and then it's like, hey, we defeated her, and it's like, they did something fresh. But then it immediately becomes disqualified of being fresh
Another robot.
when we open the door of the train, and it turns out we crashed into
There's no
another
way it
boss
would end
arena.
with those 2 robots from earlier. Not with these developers.
Ugh. They know Spike Chunsoft. Toko knows. She's been to lunch with them. But, I think my problem is I liked the idea of the arena for the first character, because he seemed the most, like, fighter-oriented, even though the girl is the fighter. He seemed more fighter-oriented, and it made sense for him to have, like, a battle coliseum. But it didn't make sense for all the other characters to have it, except for, I guess we can reuse this area, or we can have it just... What I like is they did what I wanted in Chapter 4 and did what I wanted them to do in Chapters 2 and 3, which was have the fight happen organically. Have it happen organically in a place that isn't made for the fight. Chapter 4, we're fighting in a factory where the Big Bang Monokuma is.
Less of a fighting stage
And
more like a riddle.
that's really cool because it just happens. Like in other JRPGs and action games, you don't go to a coliseum to fight things. Fights happen at the point they need to. Did there need to be an arena in any of these? No. Does it kind of make sense for the first one? Yeah, a little bit. Does it make sense for the second one? No. Like, it barely made sense for the first one. I'm just giving the game a little bit of a benefit. But in the end, I don't understand it. Like, I feel like it's like you're calling it in. Like, I feel like it's supposed to be a part of that Danganronpa formula where everything is exactly the same in a way. Like not exactly the same. They follow a formula for how the Danganronpa chapters work for about a little over the first half of the game. Like, since there's 6 chapters in Danganronpa 1 and 2, I believe it's like first 4 chapters relatively similar, but they start kind of amping up just a little bit with each one. Oh my god, they're respawning. Okay, let me go back and pay attention a little bit, and then I'll get back to my thought. Can't I check the rules? It's not letting me. So do I have to just guess what they want? That says 0 on it. That wants me to go over there. There's a password. Huh. What's on the other side? Use the thing that only you can see and the thing that only others see in precise order. Only they can... Oh, did they see the code? Oh god. Alright, well... That explains how this works then. Okay, 3-8. Three, 8, 4. 3, 8, 4, 9. But I have the 0. Ah, but that one's blanked out. Then, going by the order, Riot Shield was over there. 30, 48. Alright, we're good. Yep. Took me a few minutes to actually kind of realize. I was about to look it up too, of like, what the fuck do they mean? And I'm like, wait. I can look inside there.
So many reference books. I feel nauseous.
I feel right at home. Maybe you already forgot this, but I'm a liberal arts girl.
Please, shut up. But I think I was talking about in this wrap-up here that, like, I am...
The robot moved!
How do you know? I think you kind of just have to assume. Like, I like any other person would know, in Danganronpa 1 and 2, they follow a pretty simple format of introductory chapter, and then about 3 chapters of like mysteries and stuff, as expected, just like the first chapter really, but it's like 4 chapters of, you know, whatever murder happens, and then figuring it out, then following all of that, with some hints at figuring out what's going on, probably starting from, like, Chapter 3, like, with their end stingers, and then Chapter 4 probably hints at, like, hey, some good shit's gonna happen. And then the good shit starts happening in Chapter 5, which usually ends up being the most, like, they really get you engaged. Chapter 5 in the first game was the Mukuro chapter that ultimately leads with you being found guilty, and then that whole cheating death section. And in Chapter 5 in the second game. And then the second game has the Nagito planning bombs, and then his whole planned suicide. And follows a good format.
We might be able to defeat them in one go if we get the right angle.
I know what they want, but it's fucking stupid. You gotta wait for them to get into a line and then shoot that last car. Alright, time to go. What the hell happened? One of them didn't die. Alright, they must have been doing something on the other side, but it's impossible to see. That's too bad. Oh, I'm out. Well, I had the basics out. I guess I should have watched it, paid attention to whatever dumb pattern they got. Multiple live. It seemed perfect. They all seemed like they were lining up, but it's impossible to see what's happening on these front ones, though. So that happens. Did not see that jump coming.
It's okay. Leave it to me.
I don't know why she has what seems to be high school shoes Toko has, but they have high heels. Seems a little unnecessary, but alright. But, like, the first two games follow a pretty simple formula, and the first 4 chapters of those games are interesting, and are engaging the whole way. The problem here is that the first 3 chapters of this game aren't as.
Of insecurity and overcompensation. Do you have some kind of
Wow, they just played a cutscene. They shouldn't have. Also, they shouldn't have dialogue like that immediately like dies out unless you're standing still at all times. No doubt about it, Monica's the best. Just trust in Monica, even brain rinsing is easy as pie. As long as they wear the Monokuma head, everyone's our ally. Ah, great. Now we have a reason why these kids aren't all bad and why we shouldn't have them get hurt. Great. So now we do have to protect the kids.
brain rinse part? He clearly means brainwash. Brainwashing? Does that really exist? No. That level of technology was developed long ago. Technology like that can't exactly be advertised to the public, can it? I figured this was the case. The masterminds made the other kids wear those helmet things to brainwash them.
That's even more reason we gotta stop the adults from fighting the children.
So which of the main evil kids was the one that said, okay, also make them pelvic thrusts if they're dudes?
I mean, if they were under mind control, they aren't really to blame at all, right?
I know how you feel, but it's better if you don't think about that.
Yeah, exactly, because then it'll get really boring.
What do you mean?
I know that you're growing, but I have a bad feeling about this. The way you've grown, I feel like this whole situation has been a setup. setup? By the one who teamed up with that white-haired guy, trying to bring you all the way here. And here you are, right in the kids' HQ. It's exactly as that person planned.
But even if that's true, if I just run away, I can't do anything about this war, right?
Right, but
It's going to be all right. I don't know whose idea this was, or why they're doing this, but as long as we stop this violence, nothing else matters.
You're right. I still don't get why you have one tooth.
you're right. We've come this far. Only thing to do now is believe in ourselves and go for it. You're really starting to sound like him now.
You think so?
Don't blush. Ugh, it's just like I said, brother complex.
Alright. Yeah, but the problem is that most of this game in those early chapters, aside from the honeymoon
Now
period
we
of
can
you
open the
just getting
door.
started with the game, and the latest part, like Chapter 4 obviously is the Chapter 5, so it's not the early stuff. Chapter 3 gets a little interesting and shakes up the formula halfway and doesn't really, you know, go much further, because it switches things up when Komaru's captured, but then goes right back to the same old song and dance. And the problem is that I wasn't bored in the first 4 chapters of Danganronpa 1 and Danganronpa 2. I didn't like Case 4 of Danganronpa 2 just because I don't like those specific types of mysteries of, like, here is the fruit building, and I don't like those styles, but I still enjoyed, like, experiencing it. And, I think that's the problem, is that I'm just not engaged with what is being presented. And then you reach endgame, and then it's like, okay, I am kind of interested in this, what it's doing, but, you know, the journey to get there isn't that fun. And the journey in the other 2 games were fun. I say fuck this game all the time, people are like, why you lying? I'm like, no, I like the games, but fuck them. It's like I love this piece of stupid stuff. I like stupid things. But if games being stupid, I'm gonna say, like, yo, why you being so stupid?
That Monica girl was the only one who didn't have a room.
What? She gets special treatment or something just because she's the mastermind?
Yeah. But that's only one of my other, you know, just in general problems. A lot of the problems come with the fact that the gameplay isn't as solid because it's not
So this is a
being
real
made by an
office,
action
huh?
game developer.
Do you think I could ever have my own office someday?
I think another ice age would come before you end up in a place like this.
That's, pretty harsh. As you can see, I'm a good shot. So one of the many problems I have with this game is it has some of the worst third-person shooting mechanics I've ever played. Like, it is not fun to play. Like, at first you think it's alright, but then it, you know, falls into various different problems, such as, you realize that the aiming is way too short, and, you know, it takes way too long to ramp up, and then you realize the enemies are so fast, but your reticle, your sensitivity is slow, and they did something so fucking stupid in this game, where every other, like, every shooter game has something called has sensitivity. And in sensitivity, you can move your aim, you know, wherever you want, at whatever speed you want, from, like, crazy fast to crazy slow. This game instead has upgrades, so you can make it faster, you can make it shorter, you can make it faster or slower, and that's stupid. Like, that's just inarguably stupid, because you should just be able to control how you want it to play. Don't ask how I managed that. Like, it's really stupid to do it like that because, you know, you want someone to have a comfortable experience. And even then, I didn't feel like their sped up version of this was any good. I didn't feel like their slow one was any good. In the end, it's just I'm unhappy no matter how I'm aiming stuff. On top of that, you have to hit the eye to get like a one-hit kill. The hit detection on the eye is fucking terrible. There are plenty of times where I clearly see myself hitting that area, but they've made it so small that it's super hard to do it. But I get the idea. It's like you get the crit, you do it, and then you get a big shot of your break whenever you do that. But it ends up just not working and not being fun. The shooting mechanics in the game are just not good because this is not an action game type of developer. I haven't really heard them make anything that was to write home about that wasn't a visual novel. And I feel like that's a real shame, you know?
Is this the right way?
No. That's my answer, I guess. Like, it is not a good action game. And this is what they're trying to give you, an action game. But it sucks that it's just not great. It's doable.
It's not budget.
But it's not great. Made only worse by, you know, by how not great the first half of the game is. Or how samey it gets.
Like we did for the elevator.
Then we can't use this elevator.
But it doesn't look like the other elevator's gonna move, so we have to work with this one.
Wait a minute. Would Haiji maybe have a card key? He is the heir to the Toa group.
Even if he did, that coward mole is in the middle of a fight with...
The coward mole you're talking about. That wouldn't be me, would it?
Haiji!
Why are you here?
Same reason you're here. You're looking for the device to control Monokumas, right?
You too?
The Monokumas from all over Toa swarmed me all at once. Even with Big Bang, there were too many. So the plan's changed. Destroy the controller first, make the enemy lose their edge. After the Monokumas are out of the picture, we're just dealing with kids. We can turn this around.
Is that Shirakuma's advice?
Huh? So what if it is?
No, nothing.
But I had no idea you two were already here. No wonder we didn't run into too many of them.
Anyways, good timing. Do you have a card key for this elevator?
No, we don't need a card key for this. This elevator only works with retinal identification.
Retinal? Is that an animal?
God, you're so dumb.
Why
She's
is it locked
so
in the
done
first
with you.
place? This lock shouldn't be on unless it's been manually set. Last time I saw it was open. So who locked it? Don't tell me. Is this also her doing? She trying to toy with me?
It can't be Junko, because Junko's dead, so... Do you know who Monica is? Oh god. Oh god.
Stop your creepy mumbling to yourself and open it. Your eyes will work fine, won't they?
Oh god. I don't want to know what
No.
Monica's last
The only
name
thing
is,
that can
because it's
release
probably
the
going to
lock
make
is
me
the eyes
very
of Toa Group's
upset.
chairman.
The chairman? Your father? You said he was missing.
Missing, right. I only said that because I didn't want to admit it. The old man is dead. The kids killed him.
Or it could be that he just knows of her and she ripped out this dude's dad's eyeball. But I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be like, oh man, it's my cripple sister.
What?
His Krister.
Wait a minute. If he was killed, then retinal scanning isn't even gonna work anymore.
No, as long as we have his eyes, the scanner should still work. So, all we gotta do is bring the old man's body back here.
His body?
Yeah. I think that's what whoever locked this door wanted me to do. After all, his body is on this floor.
On this floor?
Yeah, on this floor for sure. He was killed right before my eyes. The old man was killed in the chairman's office on this floor. Throat torn out by Monokumas. I ran away, but I'm sure his body is still in the office. The chairman's office should be at the end of the hall over there. I'll leave the rest to you.
You're not coming with us?
If I have to go along with their sick little games, I'd rather give up entirely. Besides, it might be faster to just destroy this whole building with Big Bang Monokuma.
What are you talking about? We're still in this building.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Haiji. He's acting different now for some reason. And who's the her he mentioned?
Yeah, they're fucking family. Fuck this game.